So for my project, I decided to do a simplified version of the game Temple Run. So when we start the game, I have my little figure, and then there's going to be basically a series of logs that will come across the screen. And they come across the screen, one goes, and then that's the end of this level. And then there's going to be 2 logs in the next level, and it increases speed a little bit. And then the level after that will have 3 logs, so on and so forth, and it increases speed by about 0.5. So not necessarily the most skilled at my own game, but it will also select the position of the log to be a random point between like basically here and up here. So we'll see if it decides to do that for the next log. And you'll also notice that there's kind of a little gravity going on with the player. So yeah, so here's the upper level that the log will go, and this is just a little bit above the player. So that way you're not going to intersect with the log. So this is the level 2, so there's 2 logs. And then this next level, once that log disappears off the screen, is going to come. It's going just a little bit faster as well. And now it's going to have 3 logs. So you can see they're all the same distance apart, but it changes position. So this time it just decided to have them all at the top. And then if you intersect with the log, it goes to the game over screen. You press space and the game will restart. So as for the code, I just used a bunch of classes. So I have my main class, which has all my key press functions and everything. And then I have my player class, which has this kind of somewhat complicated check collision function, where I'm checking if the player is intersecting with the log at each given point. So it'll like basically make a rectangle. And then I also have a function in there for if the log is intersecting with the player. So that way I have like 2 guarantees that I will in fact check the collision, because I was having some issues beforehand with like my rectangle of the player and the log wasn't intersecting and the collision detection wasn't working. So this just fixes it, and it just checks all of those points. And then my class log, which is right over here, is pretty simple. It has just that log thing. It increases speed, and you check your positions and everything. And then in the game class is where it gets called, and it gets called as an array list. So you basically each array list, as you saw in the game, once the log is off the screen and it gets sorted into an array list to remove, and then that gets removed. And then the next level, which is the current level ++, it goes to the next level and you add logs. So level 2 will have 2 logs, level 3 will have 3 logs, so on and so forth. And then here is where it basically just selects, it'll select a random location for the log, which is right over here. So it'll have high or low, essentially, of it gets 2 position options, and then the computer will randomly select which one. Yeah, that's my game.